Good morning. Welcome to the weekly vlog. It's already Wednesday. My bad. I've had a very busy week. Also, ignore my hair. I have bedhead. I didn't have the energy to fix my hair. It does not matter. I don't care. If you caught last week's vlog, I'm still at my friend's house pet sitting, and it has been quite a few days. I'm going home today, and I love my friends' pets. I love animals in general, obviously, and I will happily pet sit for my friends anytime they ask. But this time has been a lot, and I can't wait to go home today. So they have their dog Kylo, who is a German Shepherd, and they also have 2 cats, and normally the 3 of them, no problem. Love them, they're great. However, this time they also have 4 foster kittens, which are adorable, but 7 animals in one house is a lot. I'm very tired. And then on top of that, man, my last couple of days have been rough. So on Monday night, the shelter manager told my friend, knowing that she's away on vacation and I'm pet sitting for them right now, that the kittens are going in for their neutering surgery on Tuesday. So I had to deal with getting them fasted and prepped for surgery and taking care of them. So I was trying to deal with all that stuff, which by itself is a lot to do. But at the same time, at work on Monday, my friend texted me saying that Kylo the dog went for his dog walk in the middle of the day and he threw up in the car, so he may not be feeling very well. I came back here on Monday night. Explosive diarrhea all over the house. All over the house. There were 7 or 8 different piles of diarrhea everywhere. Most of it in the carpet, of course. So that was my Monday night, was trying to clean up diarrhea all over the house and scrub the carpet and just not throw up. It was pretty horrible, while at the same time trying to get the kittens fasted. They had to be fed at a certain time and fed a certain amount and had their water taken away at a certain time. And then the shelter manager was messaging me saying that she was going to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, but I had to feed the kittens a certain amount 2 hours before she got there, so I had to get up at 6 a.m. yesterday just to get them all prepped. So yeah, that was absolute chaos. And then last night when I came back, my friend's neighbor lent me some carpet cleaner so that I could, properly scrub the floors. Not that my friend asked me to do that for her, but I wanted to. I felt bad for them that they're coming back from vacation to piles of crap on the floor. So I just dealt with it. And yeah, that was my whole night last night was just scrubbing poop out of the floor. And yeah, now today I'm just ready to go home and be in my own bed and just have my one cat. I am not a multiple animals kind of person. I don't mind it for a couple of days, but any more than that is too much. Anyways, that's been my week. How are you? In terms of reading, I have not done a whole lot of reading while I've been here. I'm not gonna lie. Aside from the whole fiasco of the last couple of days, I've also been really obsessed with a game on my friend's PlayStation. They have a PS5 and a whole gigantic library of games, and I ended up playing 2 games, a little bit of Death's Door, which is adorable, and I've been having a good time with it. But the real obsession has been SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I have been playing that pretty much nonstop. Any time not spent scrubbing poop has been spent playing that game. I've gotten very little reading done in the last few days, but that's okay. But in terms of what I have been reading, I am just about done with Floating Hotel by Grace Curtis. I am 77% of the way through and having a pretty good time. This is definitely not the book that I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot cozier, but it's actually fairly high stakes. I'm not too huge on the plot of it, and the writing is a little funky sometimes, where the chapters end really strangely. So this one is about a hotel in space, and each chapter follows a different character as multiple mysteries are unraveling on the ship. There's been a murder on board. One person knows about it. He's trying to tell somebody else about it, and the murderer is trying to stop him, and the person that they were murdering was part of a whole different plot, and there's been a lot going on. There's also this anonymous person who for years has been writing letters talking about how awful the government is. So there's a mystery of, who is this person, and there's somebody trying to catch them, and there's a lot going on. It's not a very long book, and I feel like there's just too many different plots going on. And while I like most of the plots, it is also just kind of too much going on. While I like the characters, it is really hard to care about the individual plots because there's so much going on, and we only get each plot for a very short period of time. A lot of the different plots do overlap between different characters, but some of them just get introduced in one person's chapter and then end with their chapter, and there was never really a satisfying ending to it. So there's a lot of kind of loose ends, and I have no idea if things are going to kind of get wrapped up by the end of the book, but I don't see how there's enough space to do all of that. So I don't know. I'm not disliking it, but I'm also not having the best of times. This one's a buddy read, and my friend feels the same way about it. They just finished it this morning, and I'm hoping to finish it today as well. So we'll see how that one goes. And then aside from that, I'm also listening to the audiobook for Space Brooms by A.G. Rodriguez, which I am 58% of the way through and having a great time with this book. It is completely ridiculous. This one is about a custodian on some planet or spaceship, I forget where he was, but he finds this data chip that he assumes is garbage and he's going to bring it to the lost and found, but it turns out that it is actually extremely valuable, and now he has a whole bunch of different groups of people after him. Multiple species, multiple systems of government, just a whole bunch of people are trying to catch him and get it and possibly kill him if they have to. And he ends up being taken in by these basically space cowboys who agree to help him out and help him sell the chip, and they're all going to split the bounty. This book is just ridiculous and so much fun. It is so stupid and I love it. Plot is fun, the characters are great. I like the sort of misfit found family sort of idea. So overall, I'm having a really fun time with this one. I don't have too much to say about it, just not very many thoughts on it, but I do like it quite a bit. And that is all that I've read in like the whole week that I've been here. And most likely today will be more of the SpongeBob game. So I do want to finish Floating Hotel though, so I am going to try and get that done. And I do have some things to do, just like cleaning up after myself around the house before I leave today. So I'm sure I'll get more of my audiobook in as well. But any free time will probably be playing SpongeBob. So but yeah, that's it for right now. So I will let you guys know how the rest of my week goes. We'll check back in at some point later on in the week and we will chat then. Good morning. Happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday. I finished both my books on a Wednesday night, actually. Let's go over those real quick. Have to be quick because I do need to get ready for work, but if I don't update now, I'm not going to in general. So yeah, I finished both The Floating Hotel and Space Brooms. I haven't given either of them a rating yet, but I have a pretty good idea of what they're going to be. I think with The Floating Hotel, I'm thinking like a 3-star, which like is fine, but isn't great either. The issue with this book, I think I was saying before, is that there was just way too much going on in too short a period of time. There was just a whole whack of different plot points with different characters and different storylines and a whole bunch of mysteries, and there was just a lot going on, and very few of those plot threads actually got resolved, which I guess in the setting of a hotel where there are a whole whack of people on board and they're all going to have their own personal dramas and personal mysteries going on, it does make sense to have a whole bunch of different plots. But in terms of a book, it does make it a little bit hard to read, and it's hard to get invested in any one individual story when there are so many others going on, and again, none of them really got resolved. I did get pretty invested in the majority of the characters, which was nice, or at least the recurring characters, but then again, a lot of the characters that we got introduced to just kind of went nowhere. Their stories didn't get wrapped up, so it just ended up feeling kind of frustrating more than anything. And the ending was predictable. Like, I hate guessing the ending for books, especially for mystery books. And for this one, I wasn't like completely correct for what I thought was going to happen, but the general vibe of what happened went the way that I thought it was going to. And it was not the ending that I was hoping for, because it was just kind of the boring, obvious answer. So yeah, overall, this was kind of a letdown of a book, but it had a really good concept and some pretty good characters, so I'm not mad that I read it, but it's also not one that's gonna stick with me. And then with Space Brooms, I think I'll land on a solid 4-star. This book was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was hilarious and action-packed. The action scenes were actually done well too, which is nice. I find a lot of action scenes in sci-fi books could be over the top dramatic, and this one was the perfect level of dramatic for me personally, where it wasn't too much, but it was descriptive enough that I could understand what was going on. But the best part of this book was definitely the characters. They were all so fun. I love a like misfit group of found family kind of thing. That is my jam, and this one did it very, very well. I really enjoyed where the plot went. Again, it was predictable, but in this case it was predictable in a comforting kind of way, where it felt like a familiar story that I come back to because I love it so much. And Tony's down here being a little cutie pie. And of course he leaves right away. Ah, he just slobbered on the lens. Good job, buddy. Anyways, since finishing those two, I've started 2 things. One of them I DNF'd. The one that I DNF'd is Love at First Glance by Gryffin Murphy, or Murphy Gryffin, one of the two, which was the May pick for Cozy Quill Book Club. And I feel bad DNFing this one because the author is someone who's part of the book club, and I was very much looking forward to it. I didn't get very far in, only maybe 15 pages or so, but I was immediately not vibing with the writing style, and the main character I found to be kind of irritating. Floating Hotel, I pushed myself through because that was for a buddy read, but this one's for a book club where I'm not like super active in any ways, so I didn't feel any pressure to continue it. And then my current read is finally, at long last, Wings of Shadow by Nicki Preto, the 3rd and final book in the Crown of Feathers series. I've been putting off this book for so long. Well, not that long. I read book 2 in January, but still, it's been on every single month's TBR since then, and it's been driving me nuts. I just want to finish this series. I loved book 1. Book 2, I didn't really like that much. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, but I'm kind of questioning why, because I have like no fond memories of that book. I found it was kind of a slog to get through, so I've been dreading picking up this one because, first of all, it's huge. It's like over 600 pages, and I just didn't really like book 2, but I wanted to finish the series mainly because I bought the whole thing. This is kind of my punishment for buying a whole trilogy without having read book 1. So I'm making myself read it, but I actually am quite enjoying it. I am a decent chunk of the way through already. I'm on page 118 right now, so still just kind of at the beginning, but decent chunk of the way through so far. And yeah, I'm actually having a pretty good time with it. It's nice being back in this world, and I'm excited to see where the plot goes from here. Surprisingly, the details of book 1 and 2 have stayed with me, so that's nice. Didn't have to read a recap of either of those books before picking up this one. But yeah, I'm going to carry on with this one over the next few days. I might pick up an ebook at the same time. I'm doing a tandem read for this one with both the audiobook and the physical book, but I might pick up an ebook as well at the same time. Not sure which one yet, but I will figure that out. Anyways, I gotta run. I have to get ready for work. I need to leave in like a half hour, and I haven't even had breakfast yet or fed Tony. But yeah, we'll chat later on, and I'll let you know what ebook I end up picking up shortly. I just spent 30 minutes filming my TBR for the month. My mic wasn't on. So that's fun. I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so angry at myself. Oh no. Oh, I'm furious. So the TBR is going to be late this month. It is what it is. Good morning, party people. It's Monday and therefore time to wrap up the weekly vlog. I have had a lovely week. My actual weekdays, like after work, have been pretty boring. Haven't done a whole lot. I did go to the gym the other day, so that was nice. Hadn't gone in a while, so that was nice to get back in there, and I'm hoping I keep going more frequently. My goal is right now to just try and go once a week, just commit to that, and then gradually increase to twice a week and then 3 times a week. Probably won't do more than 3 times a week since I don't drive. It is a huge time commitment to go to the gym after work, but it is what it is. Either way, I went the other day and it was great. And then yesterday, my roommate and I went out for a little nature walk. There is an eco park near our house. It's a swamp that they've built like a boardwalk over, so you can walk over it and check out all of the cool nature around there. We saw so many animals. It was amazing. It was in the B-roll, but we saw this massive snapping turtle. It was so cool. That was the first thing that we saw. That was like 2 minutes into our walk. It was the best part of the day. There were a whole bunch of baby painted turtles, of course a bunch of birds, a lot of red-winged blackbirds. And there was just one bird, I'm not sure what kind it was, but I saw a little bird nest with a baby in it, and it was in one of the reeds that was like eye level. I had to crouch down to be able to get close to it, so I was able to try and take some pictures of it, but I was so mad because my camera would not focus on it, so I got no good pictures of it, and I'm so mad about it. And of course, while I was doing that, the mother bird was yelling at me from the tree above, so I felt bad for disturbing the nest, but I didn't touch it. At least I just took some pictures and then walked away, but the mom was not happy about that. And then we also saw a rabbit and some more turtles, a bunch of dragonflies and cool bugs around, lots of cool plants. So it was a lovely little walk. We're definitely going to go back there. I think the next time that I go back there, I'm going to take out a lens from work, one that has a lot more zoom, because my actual camera is only a 28 to 70 millimeter lens. It's not very far, but we have this like gigantic 200 to 600 millimeter lens at work that I could take out. It's very big and very heavy, and I've never used a lens that big before, so I'd be a little bit intimidated by it, but I do want to at least try it and see what I can get with it. So hopefully that'll happen in the near future, maybe even next week. We'll find out. But aside from that, it's been a pretty good week. I've done lots of reading. I am making my way through Wings of Shadow by Nicki Preto. This has actually been my only read for the majority of the week until yesterday. And right now, I'm getting close to the end here. I am on page 404, so good chunk of the way through there. I am going to be finishing this book in June, but because I read more than half of it in May, I'm counting it towards my May stats. But yeah, I'm actually having a really good time with this. I was dreading it for so long because I loved book 1, really didn't like book 2, so I wasn't super interested in book 3 anymore, but I'm actually glad that I picked it up because I am quite enjoying this one. I'm probably still going to unhaul this series after I finish it at some point, whenever I do my next unhaul, or maybe just keep book 1, I'm not too sure, but either way, I'm not going to keep the whole trilogy on my shelf. I don't feel the need to keep it, but I am glad that I'm reading it, having a very good time. I think it's very well paced. I like the characters quite a bit. Things are, you know, predictable and pretty dramatic sometimes with some of the characters, mainly the villain. I find her to be a little bit overwritten, but that's fine. Otherwise though, having a great time here. And then the other one that I started yesterday on my Kindle is Wrangled by the Alien Rancher by Ursa, which is the second book in the Cowboy Colony Mail Order Bride series. And this one is one of my favorite tropes. It's Grumpy Sunshine, but it's where the male character is the sunshine and the female character is grumpy. I love when it's like that because usually it's the opposite. But in this case, the male main character, the alien, is just this like really happy, dopey guy. He's just so excited to be marrying her, and she's just like, ugh, why am I here? But of course she'll gradually warm up to him. So having a good time there. I am 20% of the way through right now, and I'm looking forward to continuing that one as well. But yeah, that should do it for this week's vlog. So thank you as always for coming along. I appreciate you. I hope you had a good week as well, and I'll catch you in the next video.